All right, what's going on, y'all? Jack and Ben here from the Cyrus Twins, coming at you with 5 cheap bodybuilding meals. These have kind of been like staples in our diet over the past couple of years, and going off of our local Walmart prices, which should be pretty.
Consistent with what you
Yeah.
guys are seeing. So to start us off, our go-to meal every bodybuilder goes to, the Old Faithful chicken and rice. Chicken is about $2 a pound. So you run half a pound of chicken, and rice is dirt cheap. It comes down to just over $1 a meal. Really good for lean protein and a source of carbs. If you want, you can add in a fat like olive oil.
Next, we got some motherfucking eggs. Eggs are extremely cheap, like less than like 10 cents each. You could do anywhere from 3 to 6 eggs, mix in some whites if you're worried about the fat content, pair that with the carb source. I like bagels. Over here, our Kroger has bagels, two for $3. That comes down to like 25 cents a bagel. And oatmeal is also really cheap and good to pair them with in the morning. Leading us into our next meal.
Our oatmeal whey and peanut butter and jelly concoction. It's similar to what John Meadows mixes up, but he uses cream of rice, and that's hard to find. So I use oatmeal. All you gotta do is make your oatmeal as you would in the microwave, and then at the end mix in some whey and peanut butter. Really fast to make. I prefer to eat it pre-workout. It digests easy. It's got good carbs, fat, and protein, and it's cheap.
Yeah, and it's really good if you add some salt in on there too, especially pre-workout. Kind of gives you everything you need to have a nice workout, and it's a very like easy to eat meal if you're eating a lot of food.
Yeah, it sits in your
throughout the
stomach
day.
well. It's easy to put down. You don't have to chew it. You don't have to prep it.
Yeah.
Something you just throw together. Great for the dorm rooms too, like we mentioned in our last video.
It's also a nice meal to bring with you around to class. You could just put the oatmeal and the peanut butter itself in the Tupperware, have the protein powder in like a Ziploc bag, and then whenever you're near, you just find where the microwaves are at on campus, and you could go cook that up real quick in between classes. It's nice because it doesn't have to be refrigerated. It's still pretty healthy. Going into our next meal, which was a big staple in our diet, in our dirty bulk run up to no man's land, where I was like 250, he was like 260, big water buffaloes. But this meal is very high in calorie. It's pretty cheap, not as cheap as these other meals. It's really easy to prepare, and it stores really well in the fridge. That'd be Hamburger Helper. So we would just go get one of those 5-pound like big sausage rolls of beef, and we would buy like the 5 boxes Hamburger Helper that went with it, and some whole milk. Cook all that up on the stove. Once you have the beef done, you can just kind of let it simmer until it's done. So it's very easy to cook, and it stores very well. This is actually like the only meal that we would ever actually like freeze. We would cook up like 10 pounds of beef worth of Hamburger Helper, which is like 30 meals, and we would put it all in Tupperwares and just put some in the freezer, have some in the fridge, and that was a very convenient meal that helped us pack on the weight for sure. And this last meal is a bedtime favorite.
Yeah, it's a bedtime favorite, and one of my favorites
dude.
overall. What?
Nothing.
And that would be the peanut butter and jelly and a glass of milk. And I don't really need to explain how to make it, but I strongly recommend strawberry jelly, creamy peanut butter on both sides, and Nature's Valley honey oat bread. That's my favorite.
And you gotta cut that shit diagonally. None of this vertical shit.
Yeah,
we're not on the vertical diet anymore. You gotta cut those sandwiches
diagonally.
like karate chop, right corner to corner. Makes it way
Nice,
better.
good triangle to hold.
Yep. So that's our 5 cheap bodybuilding meals. Each of these meals is just under or right above like $1. So you're looking at, if you're eating 6 of these a day.
One of these a day, like $6-7 for food.
Yeah. So you could get by easily with all the other shit that you need to buy at the grocery store, like your toothpaste, your deodorants, you're not smelling up our gym, all that you run out week to week. With these meals, you should be getting out of there for like $10 a day all said and done. And it's basically how much our groceries cost. They're a little bit more when we're trying to gain weight, because we're eating more food, we'll add in a lot more beef.
Oh, and I almost forgot, we recommend bodybuilding.com's brand of whey protein. It's a little bit cheaper than the name brands, but it tastes great, mixes well. Get it off Amazon Prime almost instantly.
Yeah, and the price on Amazon Prime off sale, it comes out to like 75 cents a scoop, which is pretty cheap. Not super cheap like the egg and bagel meal, but still pretty affordable. And because it's the bodybuilding.com brand protein, they run sales on it pretty frequently. Like if you're paying attention to their email list or checking their website, like every couple weeks or every couple months or so, you could stock up, like buy one get one half off, stuff like that. And it's probably like our go-to proteins for sure.
Yeah, so guys, try these meals out. Get big on your budgets. I know it's tough in the college life. We'll catch you guys later this weekend with another video.
Deuces.